I'm very often asked what kind of sentence there might be for dangerous driving, so I thought in this video I would run through one such example from a real case to give you some idea. So welcome back, I'm the Black Belt Barrister helping you to understand law, so please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. So in this case, a man was seen driving at night by a police officer at great speed. He was stopped, but when the police officer asked for his details, he drove off at speed, spinning his wheels as he did so. The police officer asked for backup assistance as the driver attempted to get away, driving at speed on the wrong side of the road, forcing a police officer in another vehicle to take evasive action to avoid a head-on collision. He continued to travel on roads with 20 or 30 mile-an-hour speed limits at speeds of up to 60 miles an hour. When he was eventually stopped, a screening test confirmed the presence of cannabis in the driver's system. He was taken into police custody, but when he arrived at the police station, he also refused to provide a specimen of blood for analysis. And it turns out that this driver had only ever held a provisional driving license, and he wasn't insured either. He had 17 previous convictions for 29 different offences, including multiple convictions for driving without a license or insurance. He was committed to Crown Court for sentencing after entering guilty pleas at the Magistrates' Court. This happens where there is insufficient sentencing powers and therefore must be sentenced by the Crown Court. For the offence of dangerous driving, he was sentenced to 14 months imprisonment and disqualified from driving for 31 months. For each of the other offences, namely those were driving without a licence, driving without insurance and failing to provide a specimen of blood for analysis, he was fined £100 for each of those and his licence was endorsed, although those fines were later quashed on appeal because the sentencing guidelines say that when there is a custodial element to the sentence, there should not also be separate fines. However, on appeal, the sentence for 14 months imprisonment and the disqualification period of 31 months remained in place. The appeal court did order the mandatory disqualification period for failing to provide a specimen of blood, which ran for 12 months, but ran concurrently with that imposed for the dangerous driving. So there it is, whilst initially seen driving at speed, but when stopped by the police officer, obviously realised that he was driving without insurance, without a licence, with cannabis in his system and a long string of previous convictions. Therefore drove off at speed, which the police considered to be dangerous, for which he was prosecuted and imprisoned for 14 months and disqualified from driving for 31 months. And as a final element, there would be an extended driving test if he ever wanted to obtain a licence again. So I hope you found that interesting. Remember to subscribe and thank you for watching.